Hello everyone and welcome to an Empower PL video tutorial. My name is Monica Isabel Martinez and we're looking at 12 days of Christmas, and we're going to start with our first giveaway, which is going to be a template to create your own Christmas ornament. So to get into the holiday spirit, it's all about creating our own stuff, right? So I'm going to give you a short link, which you see here on the screen, and likely you've already come to it from my Twitter account if that's where you're finding this video. If not, you can see it there on the screen, and certainly pause and jot that down. And once you go to that link, that short link, bit.ly, and notice all of the letters are lowercase, it is case sensitive, so make sure you type it in that way. But once you click on that link, it's going to take you to a page that looks like this, where it's asking you to create your own copy of this presentation. So this is a Google slide deck that I've created with everything that you need to create your own ornament. So you do have to click on the button, make a copy. And once you make your own copy, you can now name it whatever you'd like for the presentation itself. And of course, those of you out there who are educators that are going to use this, you can certainly make multiple copies for all of your students if you'd like, so that they each have their own, or you can use one template and have all your students actually decorate their ornaments all on one slide deck. So you're more than welcome to do that however you'd like. Choose your option for how you're going to do this. But let's go ahead and just rename this here. So I'm just going to say, okay, Monica. So it's Monica's ornament. So this file is for Monica, right? And of course, your students could put their name on there or title it whatever it is that you want to title. All right, once you've done that, it's really simple. The way that I've set this up, slide number 2 gives you the instructions, basically saying, okay, your artboard is going to be on slide number 3. And that's this artboard here, number 3, is where we're going to actually design. We have nothing here. It's a blank canvas. So think of that as your creative space. And then back to the instructions here, slides number 4 has 3 different ornaments that I've provided. And then slides 5 through 8 has all different kinds of decorations that your students can pick from. So when I jump over to slide number 4, I can decide, do I want to create an ornament with a green background, a red background, or you can also use the one that's gray. And I'm going to pick the one that's gray. And I'm simply going to select it. And you can tell it's selected because of that bounding box. I'm going to copy that. You can go to edit up at the top and go copy, or of course you can do the shortcut on your keyboard to copy that and come back over to slide number 3, because again, remember this is our artboard, and we're going to just paste that right in. So now we have our ornament. Now I like to make sure it's aligned properly, so I did a right click to be able to see my options for this particular image that I have, or this graphic that I have selected. And you'll notice one of your options is to center on page, and you can center both horizontally and vertically. So let's just do a horizontal centering there. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to move on to slides number 5 through 8, where we have all of our different graphics that we can use to decorate our ornament. So you can choose kind of where you're headed with this. If you want to do maybe some candy canes, some Christmas trees. On slide number 5 has a whole bunch of different characters. So if you wanted to do elves or reindeer, snowmen, etc. Slide number 7 has a sort of a mix of different stars and lights that you can pick from. And lastly, slide number 8 has some bows and some hollies that you can use. So I'm going to do, let's see, I think I'm going to do a mix of things. And obviously you can decorate this however you want. I'm going to go ahead and grab this little guy right up here, these lights, and I'm going to come back over. So again, we're just doing a selection, and then you're going to do a copy, come back over to slide number 3, and do a paste. Now, some of these items will naturally fall one on top of the other. Some, however, might not, where some might be behind something, so you have to reorganize the order. So I'm going to show you just a quick example here. So I'm going to grab these lights here, and I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come back over to slide number 3. I'm going to paste that in. And you'll notice that this is on top of my ornament, right? But what if I want to put it behind it, because I want this to be sort of a background? So to do that, we're going to select it and then right click and then go to order and then select send to back. So you get to decide what order things are going to be in, how they're going to stack. So let me just make that a little bit bigger. And in case you didn't see that, I grabbed it from the corner. That's the best way to size things when you're sizing things in Google Slides, because if you grab it just from the side here and go this way, it's going to stretch it. And sometimes the stretching things that way just kind of looks kind of funky, right? So I'm just going to do that and then bring it up here towards the top there and have that kind of as a top banner. And then I'm going to multiple select. I actually want to make my ornament a little bit smaller, and I've already dropped in some decorations. So I'm going to hold my shift key down to select both items. And then I'm going to scale by grabbing it from the corner. Again, same thing, same concept. We want to grab from the corner so that it keeps the scale proportional. And now I'm just using my arrow keys to line that back up. And obviously, you saw me earlier do a right click over that item, center on page, horizontal, and now I can adjust my other objects here. So that's the idea. You're obviously going to continue to go back through all of your graphics to be able to pick and choose your different characters. So this is the part kind of really where you just have all the freedom in the world to be able to create your ornament however you'd like to create it. And this is really the fun part, right, where we get to just kind of explore and so forth. I do want to add just a couple of extra little things that I want to share with you in regards to what the tool itself, Google Slides, what it allows you to be able to do. Take, for example, this tree here. Maybe I didn't want a red tree or a sort of turquoise, bluish kind of a colored tree. I could copy this tree, and let's just, all I did was a copy and paste here to get that tree. I can, once I select my tree, up here at the top, I can go to Format Options. And on the right-hand side, you'll notice I have a lot of different options, including recolor and adjustments, add a drop shadow or reflection. We're going to go to recolor. And this is going to give you whatever choices are available based on the color that the original artwork is in. So you can see here, I've got other options like a gray, different blues, yellows. I've got a green option. Let's select green. And then that's going to change the color of my graphic. So it's not something that you have, all different colors available, but you definitely have some options. So if you happen to come across a graphic where you're like, oh, I really wish that was blue, just like, because I'm using the blue color scheme or the yellow or the, green, etc. So you can see there, if I'm going to use this blue color scheme, I now have a candy cane that is in those same colors. So just wanted to show you that little tip there, in that even with all of the graphics that are already available in here, you can still change up some of those colors to get what you want. And of course, lastly, this doesn't come with any of the text. You have the freedom to be able to use your text box to add text and write whatever it is that you'd like to write. So here, I'm just going to come over here and write Merry Christmas, highlight that. And obviously in Google Slides, you have a whole bunch of different fonts you can pick from. So you can scroll through all of your fonts and pick, whatever font you might want to use for your creation. I'm just going to pick one here really quick, and let's change that size. And I'll make this bigger here. And that ended up being too big. So let's shrink that down, maybe center it here. So you can see I'm doing a pretty quick job of this in this demo, but you can obviously take your time. And let's go a little bit. There we go. Okay. So regarding choosing your fonts and being able to, to write whatever you want and all that kind of good stuff. So sometimes you'll find that, some people have some really cool fonts, and you might be like, oh, like, I really like that font. Where did they get it from? So I just want to show you really quick. I'm going to open up a new tab here, and I'm going to go to fonts.google.com. Let me zoom in so you can see that. So Google has a database of fonts. You can type in fonts.google.com, or you can also go to googlefonts.com. Either one will get you there. So let's click on that, and you're going to see the database that is available. And what's cool here is that as you add fonts, as you select them, you're able to then use them within your Google Slides. So lots to explore in here. There's lots of fun stuff, especially right now for the holidays. So purge through there, pick the ones that that you might like. to be able to use. So I'm just going to quickly come back up here and let's say we wanted this one. I'm going to select it. You can download that font family from there. Down here at the bottom, you can say select this style. And this is, kind of just telling you the info to be able to use. If you are using, for example, a site, like a website, and you want to use this font, you can certainly embed or import those fonts as well into websites. So not just for Google Slides. Anyhow, so now you have access to that particular font. You can also download this font family onto your computer in case you're doing some stuff directly on your computer. But that's pretty much it. There's not a ton more that you actually have to do. You might have to refresh, log out, log back in to see that font appear in your slide deck. But just really quick, once you do actually have it, I'm going to select my text here. You just come back up here to your fonts, and you have to go to more fonts first. And from here, you're going to add it now into your font family. So let's say this was it here. You select it, and that's why the others also have check marks here, because I've added some fonts from that library of fonts. So you select it and you click OK, and then it becomes available to you in the drop-down menu when you're looking for fonts. So you do have to do that extra step to bring it in. And again, sometimes you have to log out of your account, log back in, or you might have to refresh the slide deck that you're on in order to be able to see it. So cool things there to be able to do to really customize your Christmas decoration, your Christmas ornament with fonts that you like. Last thing in regards to customization is going to be colors. So you can see that so far my creation has, red, green, standard sort of Christmas colors. And if you like any of these particular colors and you want to turn for example, your text into that color, obviously you can come to your paint bucket, but you only have certain colors available here. And so there might be a different color that you're looking for. So you go to custom, and you'll see that here you can actually drag this little guy down here and change these colors into other colors. So you're not necessarily bound to just that one red that we saw that was available from the regular colors. You can actually drag this little guy around and find a different red that perhaps might match better with the colors that you see up here. So there you can see that red is a little closer to some of these reds that are there. So just a couple of tips there. All right, you guys, well, have fun, enjoy, make your decorations. And please, if you do create one and you put it on Twitter, I would love to be able to be tagged so I can see it. Here's my Twitter handle, twitter.com, MIMG1225, or of course just at MIMG1225 if you're going to tag me. I'd love to see your creations. Have fun.